Sentinels FaZe, Quadrant G1. Two of these teams are going home, and we're getting straight into Sentinels versus FaZe Clan. We're going to red zone here on the desk. And Tony, this one is already going in Sentinels' favor in Streets Ball.
I mean, Sentinels really had FaZe's number back at SLC, and they're proving it right here in the early game of this game number 1 that they do not fear FaZe. They're willing to go toe-to-toe with them, but the game's still early, and Boo-Boo-Doo no longer has a shotgun.
Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. One of these teams is not making it to Championship Sunday. Sentinels versus FaZe Clan. It's a 30-8 lead right now for Sentinels. It does look like they have the upper hand. But for how long is the big question? Lethal gets taken down. Frosty still in the back of Tram. Off ball across the map. Rockets come up in 15 seconds, and you need a couple of kills to be able to secure these rockets.
Double push by FaZe over toward the A-side tower, trying to clear out the map just a bit for Rockets to come up. But it's a 32-8 lead. And I'm not sure who was able to get a hold of Rockets, and FaZe just went 3 down.
FaZe go 3 down. You can guarantee that's Sentinels' ticket to get these rockets. But the ball, it's still neutralized. Renegade's starting to create some havoc at that rocket spawn. So Lethal, although he's able to pick up a double, he gets taken down. And it does look like Frosty was able to at least put one of those rockets to use. But in the meantime, Sentinels have gotten away with just the last rocket and the ball in hand.
Back at SLC, Lethal definitely was the playmaker and the most important piece to Sentinels beating out FaZe. He understands their tendencies, their habits, and he's so good when going up against FaZe. 8 and 5 to start off the game, even assist to go along with it, but it's Boo-Boo-Doo once again with the shotgun, and Boo-Boo-Doo once again going down with the Bulldog.
Snakebite taking down Boo-Boo-Doo there, creating releasing a ton of pressure, I should say. Still a couple of players from Sentinels to deal with in the back of Tram. They're going to drop the ball and try and get those kills. 3 go down for Sentinels. It does look like nobody from FaZe Clan has the ball at this time, but with one more kill, they should be able to get a setup here in Tram.
You only have a 30-second lead to Sentinels. This is not the time to go 3 down and give FaZe any kind of momentum, and definitely don't want to give them that subway side setup when Snakebite has that Stalker rifle in hand. As of right now, all 4 players of FaZe are up. They already get the first kill onto Sentinels. They are holding them back, and Snakebite, he's going to stretch out and pressure the spawners of Sentinels.
I love what we're seeing out of Snakebite right there, to be able to create some space to release some of the pressure. Something we didn't see them do against Optic Gaming was really be aggressive. They were passively playing some of their setups. I'm a big fan of being able to kind of find that first kill and release a lot of pressure, and a perfect kill on the backside of that to continue numbers in FaZe Clan's favor has gotten them right back into this. In fact, Tony, they have the lead.
But now FaZe do end up going 2 down, so how do we counter this? We see that ball starting to move across the map here, all the way towards the A side. Somehow this ball goes, but Spartan is able to deal with Renegade, that main Slayer right now being held down to just 3 kills at the moment.
Rockets coming up right now. Spartan trying to find his way towards them, is going to be able to pick them up, knock the half shield, but able to find the kill onto Frosty. In the meantime, that Frosty and Snakebite both found kills of their own before getting taken down. Spartan does put the first rocket to use, but is immediately traded out, and Royal 2 will have a second rocket to play around.
As of right now, it's a 4-kill game. Snakebite has the rockets and possibly the mid-game in his hands. If he can win some of these easy engagements and alleviate that pressure you were talking about, it could be huge. And the first rocket does end up connecting. It looks like it ends up dropping, and that rockets are out of pods. Nobody able to grab a hold of that ball. But as of right now, Sentinels, they're taking over the mid-map.
It's a 3-on-3 situation, but Sentinels are going to opt to try and pull that ball to the middle of the map. This flank, it's a little late from Falcade. It needs to win a one-on-one against Frosty. Turns out it's not a one-on-one. This teamwork from FaZe Clan will give them numbers advantage with the ball in hand to extend this lead.
Once they get them 3 down, FaZe try to move that ball over toward the neon side of the map, but that ball ends up being dropped over towards ATM.
46-43 now. Snakebite in the back of Tram. Ball still neutralizes. They're competing for map control. 2 do go down for FaZe, so this is a difficult situation for Snakebite to try and make a play here. The ball being pulled towards tower.
Ball being rotated once again. Sentinels all the way towards the A side. Snakebite sneaks up, and he has a little bit of perimeter control, and he even has Renegade, and puts a double push with World 2 over towards Neon. The first kill goes towards World 2. They follow it up with Frosty picking up another one, and that's 3 down goes Sentinels. FaZe, they gotta get on that ball.
Make it 4 down for Sentinels. Last 2 members of FaZe Clan are able to get that ball and have Red Gun right now. And they're trying to push this and extend this lead. 52 now, tied up with the ball in hand. FaZe Clan looking to try and get a lead as the late game approaches.
FaZe rotating this ball over, but Frosty's being chased down. Nowhere to go, nowhere to hide. But they use Renegade by himself. Renegade's had to win a 1v1 against Falcated, making a 1v2. Renegade pulls off the double kill. Boo Boo Dubu's doing a great job of defending the power weapons over towards the mid-map. But here comes Raw 2. Boo Boo Dubu, they might have to get out of here.
FaZe rotate the ball, they get rockets, they somehow stay alive, and that was a perfect rotation from the FaZe clan now. With 59 seconds remaining, they take a significant lead and get the last set of rockets.
FaZe needed to make a play, and that's exactly what they do, because now you're less than a minute on the clock, and you have a lead, and now you're quickly going towards the end game, while Raw 2 shows you why he's one of the best shots in the game. Again, applying pressure. The first kill goes in, you start to pressure those spawners, and as of right now, Sentinels are in trouble.
Raw 2 plays his life perfectly, baits out the fact that he's no shield, but doesn't expose himself, and because of it, teammates pick up 3 kills, they pick up more ball time, and a 32-point lead and counting for FaZe clan here in round 1.
And that shotgun finds the hands of Royal 2. They're looking for just the final seconds here. Falcon, he has to beeline it towards the ball, but he doesn't know that Royal 2's watching that angle. Lethal is the final line of defense to stop FaZe from ultimately getting this ball, and Lethal goes down, and I think Boo Boo Dubu might just be too late. 7 seconds, and this ball is moving.
Renegade is by himself, but he turns the corner, and that corner is going to solidify FaZe clan taking round 1 in this first game of our series.
FaZe looking good and looking to get their revenge on Sentinels. Wasn't too long ago where Sentinels beat out FaZe twice in the same championship bracket, but as of right now, FaZe are looking different. They take round number 1, but you have plenty more to go if you want to pull off this win against Sentinels.
And Tony, as we kick off round 2, you got to talk about it. Renegade having 75 points in round 1. That is uncharacteristic that Renegade has the significant amount of ball time, but you can tell that that was a recipe for success here in this first game.
Rockets in the back pocket, a state fight, but he is one shot, not able to deal much with it, but Sentinels still somehow end up going 3 down here. The final player alive is going to be Boo Boo Dubu, and Raw 2 snatches up that ball, and they're bringing it right back to a setup. Love the objective efficiency we're seeing in the early game for FaZe. Will it carry on?
I love the rotations we've seen from FaZe, but Frosty is going to be the first death now. They tried to create some space towards purple, similar to what they were doing in round 1. It gets shut down this time, and FaZe clan's setup is going to be much weaker here as Sentinels are able to get the ball in Boo Boo's hands and now have an opportunity to get an early lead here in round 2.
Falcon's watching the C tower. Lethal was watching the A side tower, but when Lethal goes down, the setup ends up being broken. FaZe, once again, they find a hole and they're going to push through it.
Pushing through it right now. Snakebite in a massive 1v1 against Falcated, just trying to buy some time, but actually jumps out. Falcated kind of falls asleep in that fight. Sentinels go 3 down, and now Snakebite with the ball in hand will be able to rotate this perfectly for FaZe. All 4 down for Sentinels, and FaZe clan will be able to kick off round 2 with a setup of their own now that they broke Sentinels so quickly.
In a 4v4 situation where you don't have control, you cannot be the first one to go down, and you certainly can't be the first one to go 3 down, and now back-to-back 3 down for Sentinels. Nobody's getting this ball out of the hands of Snakebite right now, but some God spawns coming out of the PD side. Snakebite, he's quickly gonna rotate.
A potential mistake made by FaZe. Snakebite realizes the situation, sees the PD spawns, and gets out of dodge with the ball. Rockets coming up, however, so in the meantime, that's the important area of focus. Renegade puts the rockets to use, finds a double, can't quite get the triple, and Snakebite now, the last player alive for FaZe, forced to try and deny Sentinels from rotating this ball.
Luckily for Sentinels, he didn't hit that triple with that rocket, did Renegade, because they have an opportunity to get into a setup of their own. This game is not quite out of reach just yet, as we see Boo Boo Dubu with that ball. Spartan might have gone down, but nobody's following through, excuse me. Maybe Renegade is the team and just slides in out of nowhere.
Falcated and Lethal, they both pick up some big kills in order to create some space for this ball to rotate back tower. They're going to be able to get 3 down on FaZe. They're going to be able to start climbing back in this second round.
41-25 lead, but as of right now, Sentinels are the one that are putting valuable points on the board. FaZe, they need to figure out how to get a 4-man push and to find a weakness in the defense of Sentinels like they've done so far. There we go. Frosty takes down Sparty. That's the first domino to fall.
It's all about getting that first kill. Frosty finds a way. 27-17 right now in this game. Frosty opens up the map, and this is what FaZe do best. They collapse on the respawners or on the rest of the setup. They're able to get a few kills, but in the meantime, it's just World 2 back tower with the Stalker.
From the grave, after that sticky, just a 5-point game, make it 4, because Sentinels still have that ball, but as of right now, I'm worried that Spartan doesn't have the help that he thinks he does. Somehow drops the ball to deal with Snakebite. Eventually, Renegade has to force himself over towards PD. Boo Boo Doobu's right there with them, and hold on, Sentinels. They have control. They have the Stalker, and apparently Falcated knows what to do with it.
Falcated with some beautiful shots makes it a 2-on-2 in this situation. Still with the ball and PD, still trying to make a play. He's got so many players from FaZe that decided to push shotgun side of the map. Falcated trying to deal with Roll 2. A little bit of help from Boo Boo Doobu goes a long way to take him down. They have a 4-on-3 situation with the ball in hand. They have a 15-point lead, and Rockets are coming up in 2 seconds.
The 3-man push out of FaZe is not going to work. Renegade, the only player alive in that engagement, and in fact, he's going to be hunted down.
That's
somehow Frosty almost able to get a hold of those rockets, but he's going to be taken down as well. World 2 off the spawn, snatches up those rockets. That could be huge for FaZe. But remember, Sentinels, they still have ball.
35-point game and climbing. Roll 2 needs to act quickly, but doesn't check his corners. He gets assassinated with rockets. Fortunately, Snakebite is there to trade it out. He's able to pick up those rockets. They got to put these to use quickly now, though. 14 points to go. And Snakebite picks up a double, almost a triple. That breaks the setup of Sentinels, but there's a lot of work to do to get back in round 2.
3 down goes Sentinels, but like you said, Sentinels have doubled the score line of FaZe. That's up until now. FaZe finally approaching the 50-point mark. It's a 3v3 situation. Frosty is stuck over toward the A side. Snakebite is all the way pushed up, making sure the Sentinels feel his presence. Finally, Snakebite goes down, but mind you, Sentinels, they're still on their side of the map.
30-point game right now. FaZe Clan need to find a way to get some slays. Unfortunately for Frosty, he loses 2 teammates immediately. He's going to be forced to play this ball. I like the Shroud play to be able to stay alive, potentially isolate Lethal back tower. He's able to trade that out. That's a big trade from Frosty in a situation he has no business trading. What can the rest do for FaZe Clan? World 2 finds the kill, finds a double onto Boo Boo Doobu. The ball, it's picked up, and FaZe Clan keep a setup strong.
Frosty not the only one sending members of Sentinels to the Shadow Realm. It looks like World 2 is doing the same. Here over the B side, we do see Sparty pushing up quickly, but look at that teamwork. Snakebite has his back, trades out his life, but Sparty comes out with the dub.
It's up to Frosty. Having the best statistical game so far, continuing in that manner, takes down Spartan, but he's got a lot of pressure coming into PD right now. It's going to be a brawl. Fortunately, FaZe Clan, they actually got a B spawn here towards Arcade. They're able to get reinforcements over there. Frosty able to find some help, maybe, but Boo Boo Doobu gets into PD, takes him down. 3 go down for FaZe. Renegade caught off spawn, and that is probably going to be the round.
FaZe end up going 4 down when Sentinels only need 14 more seconds of ball time. Like you said, between a 10-second respawn and you having to cross the entire map, and of course Lethal having the boom booms, you're just out of time, and Lethal gonna end it with a double kill. Sentinels tie it up.
A phenomenal round by Sentinels. They did not start strong. As their quick setup was broken, FaZe got off to a very early lead, but when Sentinels got control, they never looked back. They got it up to 80 points, and with that, they were able to push this to a round 3.
FaZe had momentum on their side going into that round number 2, but Sentinels respond. First, off the rip, FaZe able to put them 3 down, make it 4 down. Not a single player from Sentinels alive. They're coming off a respawn, somehow sneaking a couple of shots onto Snakebite, but Snakebite still putting that valuable time on the board. They're going to be the first ones to get double-digit points.
And as FaZe get this early setup, I want to talk about the difference right now in the scores for both teams. Although it's 1-1, look at how much ball time Boo Boo Doobu has for Sentinels. Look at how it's evenly distributed across FaZe. I would much rather have an evenly distributed scoreline across. That means everybody is involved. Typically, when FaZe have everybody involved, they do not lose ball games.
And mind you guys, I know it's Sentinels versus FaZe, and you think it's still early in the tournament. This is the elimination bracket. This is do or die. One of these teams are going to be going home after this best of 5.
Make or break series right here. Who's going to step up and make a play? 2 go down for Sentinels. Renegade is traded out, but just like that. Last player alive, Spartan gets dealt with. It's Royal 2 with the red gun. Fortunately, Lethal able to get a fortunate spawn on the purple street, able to take down Royal 2 in that potential setup for FaZe. This chaos that Lethal is creating is paying dividends in keeping this game close.
That's right. FaZe definitely wants to hop on that ball as soon as possible, but Lethal knows if he can apply any kind of pressure and stay alive, he can stop FaZe from getting that ball time. The problem is Lethal ended up going down. The 3 members of Sentinels end up joining him, and now Lethal's the first one to come off a spawn. But how much can you do by yourself?
How much can you do by yourself? And especially when you're trying to catch up to teammates like Falcated is right there. He gets caught out by Frosty. Easy shots in the back will allow an opportunity for FaZe to build a lead here early in this round. 30-15 now. Rockets are coming up, and these slays are so important for Sentinels as Spartan wins the one-on-one onto Frosty.
Look at the kills and the assist column coming in for FaZe. They are firing on all cylinders, and coming into this round number 3, they are playing stand out, but still Sentinels not out of it just yet, and you cannot allow them to get away with the rocket launcher.
Ball is neutralized, but Lethal able to find a double with those rocks should change that story. Sentinels should have an opportunity here to get that ball on the move. They are able to pick it up, jump up, back shotgun, and they should be able to rotate it to tower and get this to about an even game.
FaZe have to break this setup off a spawn. You have 4 players starting to push up, and they have to choose their position wisely. It looks like it's going to be a 3-1 split. And as quickly as Sentinels were holding down that angle, they go 2 down immediately. That pushes the play ball situation from Boo Boo Doo over towards that mid-map, and Royal 2 ain't nothing stopping him.
Sentinels would have liked to have held that setup a little bit longer, just to about tie this game up. It is just a 6-point round, and FaZe have not gotten the ball since getting those slays. There are 4 down for Sentinels now with that round of slays, and that should allow FaZe to pick up this ball, get it back towards that PD side, and extend this lead even further.
3 down goes Sentinels once again. FaZe may not be playing the most objective efficient time, but as of right now, Sentinels, they need to start valuing their lives, because eventually FaZe are going to win just by scrappy time. You have to stay alive, you have to break their setup, and more importantly, hold on to one of your own.
You have to find a way to get this first kill. Unfortunately, Renegade's the one that finds Boo Boo Doo out, and this is going to be an easy second kill. Frosty pinging a 3rd in the feed, and with 2 players going down, Sentinels lose a 3rd, but the respawns are becoming staggered. In the meantime, the FaZe are holding onto this ball. This score is over 30 points now, 66-33 in FaZe's favor.
Spartan the dog ends up running into Royal 2, who's barking with that bulldog, and eventually they end up going down, but Spartan does come off a spawn, ends up getting the back smack onto Snakebite. Falcade, they're going to follow through with it. Finally, they're starting to win some of these engagements, a 2v2 situation, and Sparty finds another one, good for his 37th kill.
Rockets are up right now. These kills are important to go down for Sentinels. They're trying to compete for the middle of the map. I'm not quite sure what's going on with those rockets that are down, but what I can tell you is Sentinels have lost 2 members, and that usually means good things for FaZe Clan. Rockets still appear to be down towards the ball spawn. FaZe Clan continuing to compete for that space, are able to pick those rockets up, and even though the ball is neutralized, Tony, those power weapons right now, this set of rockets was almost a must-have win condition for Sentinels, and that was a phenomenal play by Falcated, able to kill the rocket player, find that rocket, put it to use, and all of a sudden, that win condition does go in Sentinels' favor.
Sometimes these wins can come down to just 1 or 2 plays, and not all of them are going to show up on the scoreboard the way they should. Falcated making the play to slow down FaZe when they already are trying to put this out of reach. Sentinels refuse to give up here, and in fact, Boo Boo Doo gets himself another power weapon. It's going to be the Bulldog this time. As of right now, Subway side is cleared out. The long-range shots connect, but Sentinels, they have a slight setup, and they're waiting for their players to come off a spawn.
Yeah, but this is the issue. Every time Sentinels have a setup, they start to lose the first member. The first 2 go down. It's a 4-on-2. The ball even gets caught, thrown back into Tram, and FaZe have stolen the setup of Sentinels with an opportunity to end game 1.
This is where things go from bad to worse here for Sentinels, because now they have that 75-point mark. Now Sentinels are the one coming off a spawn, and you have to make the hardest cross here on the streets. You're able to get the first kill onto Frosty.
That's big.
Snakebite still has that ball. We see a trade out in lives right now, but Sentinels don't need trades. They need to get this ball out of their hands.
Still down 40 points. You don't only need a ball in hand, you need to hold a setup, something you haven't proven you can do here in round 3. FaZe are creating chaos, down numbers right now to try and deny that from being the storyline. A big win from Spartan once again on the Frosty, but Rocket's the focus, the name of the game right now. The win condition for Sentinels. Spartan attempts to go for him, loses his life, and now with numbers, FaZe surely should be able to acquire these rockets.
FaZe only needs 17 more seconds worth of ball time, and I'm wondering how many kills, how many assists, how many engagements do FaZe have to win to finally close this out? Sentinels continue to claw their way back into it time and time again, and by the way, they're the ones in the subway side setup. They're the ones holding FaZe out from being able to grab a hold of the rockets, but it looks like someone might have stolen them.
I love how Snakebite's playing this situation so passively, but making sure he doesn't desperate his life in order to allow Sentinels to be able to get those rockets. Unfortunately, though, Spartan did make his way by the middle. They are able to sandwich him from multiple angles, and those rockets get wasted away as the kill does get traded. However, 30-point game right now, 32. FaZe still in the lead, ball still in the back of Tram, and the setup still needing to be broken if a FaZe clan wants to take a lead here 1-0.
Just over 30 seconds on the clock, and as of right now, FaZe still have that advantage. Sentinels need to get on this ball, and they need to get on it right now. You see Boo over toward the front side. He's going to work in tandem with Falcade. The Snakebite sitting on that elevation. If they don't deal with Snakebite, they're going to have problems. And in fact, Lethal ends up going down. Boo forced to rotate this ball, but where is his help? Oh, he has a little bit there.
Spawning over towards the B side now. Sentinels will have an opportunity to set up, but look at the clock. 16 seconds remaining. Not a lot of time to be able to drop it and slay. So another win condition in the favor of FaZe. They do need to come up respawn and find some kills. Fortunate for Sentinels fans. Falcade able to find Renegade. Make this a 3-on-3, unfortunately. Snakebite able to find the first kill. This is going to be a lot of pressure on Boo. Can you win game one? The Plasma Nade is perfect to take down Frosty. Renegade, Royal 2, they both find kills. The pressure is here, and Royal 2 has no fear as he takes down Boo. And that ball being neutralized is everything FaZe wants to see.
Every time they drop that ball, time ends up winding off the clock, and once Sentinels go 4 down, that's it. FaZe taking game one.
Oh, baby, what a game, what a game. And that's how this series is getting kicked off. I can't wait to see the rest of it. And Sentinels and FaZe, there's a lot of bad blood between the two. You know how SLC went. FaZe trying to turn that story around, and they look damn good in that third round of oddball. Every single time they needed to break the setup, they got the job done. And they had such a comfortable lead to play from. And Tony, one thing I want to point out about that Streets game, the last time we watched FaZe, they got 3-0'd by Optic. And Optic got every single set of rockets for what seemed like free on the map. This time around, FaZe were much more power weapon eccentric.
Not a favorite map for Sentinels.
Action underway, Boo. Bottom middle, Boo taken down 3-1. FaZe get the lead. They should be able to get the first overshield, and Renegade has the S7 in hand. Something I want to pay attention to throughout this game, Tony. I talked about how the lackluster performance from FaZe against Optic was primarily around the power weapon and power up control they had throughout that series. Optic nearly perfect against them earlier on. For FaZe to kick this game off with Snipe in the hands of Renegade, Overshield in their hands as well. Let's see what they can do about this outcome now that they are in the elimination bracket against Sentinels.
Yeah, we talked about keeping the sniper out of the hands of Spartan, the dog, but you also don't want in the hands of Renegade on the side of FaZe. And as of right now, he hasn't lined it up, can't quite find the pick. And in fact, he does see 2 players push up over towards top mid. He's going to relocate immediately.
5-1 right now. Sentinels have got to figure out a way to stop the bleeding and get the snipe out of Renegade's hands. The kills continuing to go in FaZe's favor right now. Maybe not the most optimal place for Renegade to choose to snipe from right here is back green. He's going to rotate out. I like this rotation, and let's see how FaZe choose to play this now that the game's a stalemate.
Renegade advancing quickly over here towards the small window side. You see that Overshield is coming up real soon, and Renegade wants to bait out that position with the sniper. Tries to shoot between the legs of Royal 2 and connect onto a Sentinels member, but misses out on that shot. And now you're going to see a few more members replace him as Sentinels quickly start to push up, but they might have just punted the Overshield. Frosty nearly got a free one, but that Overshield gets shredded, but it looks like he's going to shred Sentinels right back. A double kill leads to Sentinels going 4 down. And now FaZe have 3 extra scored line of Sentinels.
12-4, Sentinels have got to figure out a way to change the pace of this game. FaZe clan have the pedal to the metal right now, pressuring the spawns. Lethal with the big kill in the kill feed right now. That kill on the Snakebite should release some of that pressure. Unfortunately, Falcade, he's surrounded, taken down, and Renegade able to find the kills. back and forth now these two teams go. No significant power coming off respawn for another 15 seconds. Snipe will be coming up top middle, and you can almost guarantee Spartan will have his eyes set to try and get that in his hands.
It was just last event where Sentinels literally made it to the grand finals. Just 2 events before that where FaZe were trying to go back to back to back. But as of right now, both of them desperately trying to make it into the top 6 right now. It is tough for both of these teams to match up this early within the elimination bracket, but it's FaZe with the 14-9 lead. We see Frosty with that sniper once again. FaZe are dominating the power weapons, and that usually translates on the scoreboard.
I talked about how he stepped up in game 1, led his team in kills. Frosty 8-1-3 with the snipe in hand. What can you do for me, kid? As you spot Lethal top middle, you can't hit the quick scope. A great job by Lethal to get out of that situation. You do not want Frosty looking down scope on you. Unfortunately, he predicts the relocation and your head gets ripped off. Overshield coming up. Frosty with his eyes set on Overshield as well. And this is where the game could get ugly, Tony. If FaZe are able to get this Overshield paired with this snipe, Frosty could take over.
Sentinels, I don't know if you checked the scouting report, but let me give you a hint. Frosty is icy. And you don't want to with that sniper in hands, dominating the Overshield side of the map right as it's coming up. Snakebite and Renegade with back-to-back kills. Snakebite's going to play his life and be a distraction for Frosty to grab a hold of that OS. OS and sniper combination. Sentinels, watch your head.
Let the kid go to work. Spots Spartan, hits the no-scope, but has Bandit in his back pocket. Can't quite finish Spartan. That Overshield gets wasted. Sentinels do a good job to erase that Overshield from the equation of trying to take down the power that FaZe Clan now have in their hands. Frosty still with 2 bullets in his clip, able to relocate back tower, and now FaZe have chosen to kind of slow this game down. What are Sentinels going to do here in order to kind of take over this setup?
Frosty currently 9 kills to his name right now. The entirety of the Sentinels roster has a dozen to their name. Frosty is going off so far in this game, and he still has 2 shots left with the sniper. That Bandit rifle in the back pocket. Renegade showing what that assault rifle can do off screen, but Sentinels answer back with a 3 down for FaZe, leaving Frosty by himself.
Yeah, you kind of want to have a better push than that if you're FaZe, but you want Frosty to be able to impact some of the combat that's going down, especially with a couple of bullets with that S7. Unfortunately, because FaZe push, they go 3 down, and then Frosty in a 1-on-3, he can't get out of there, but Snakebite finds a triple in the kill feed. Somehow, coming off respawn, FaZe have been able to sandwich the pressure that was on Frosty at tower. Snakebite finds 3 and keeps this game at an 8-kill lead.
Wes, I've told you once and I told you twice, I'm gonna tell you a 3rd time. You mess with the snake and you get the fangs. A triple kill to take back map control on Sentinels right when they were starting to claw their way back into the game. We are back to a 7-kill deficit for Sentinels, and FaZe have no signs of slowing down.
A 9-kill game right now. Falcated, making it an 8, but Roll 2 able to trade 1 right back in FaZe's favor. Back and forth these 2 teams now go, but Sentinels need to figure out a way to get some of the power that's respawning right now. Snipe, Overshield coming up here in 2 seconds, and Snakebite set up for this Overshield. Sentinels in no position to try and compete.
Overshield just came up, but FaZe don't want to overextend this forward. They know that Sentinels are simply using this Overshield as a bait, and Lethal stakes Renegade, gets himself the opening kill, but somehow Snakebite able to slippery snake his way onto that Overshield back down and stays alive. If that Overshield would have went into the hands of Sentinels, that would have been devastating for FaZe Clan.
Sentinels just can't figure out a way to get in position to acquire one of these Overshields, and I believe FaZe Clan will also have sniper. I think I just saw one of the players inside Big Door with the sniper in their back pocket. And that means Sentinels lost the battle on both fronts. You lose the battle at OS, you lose the battle top mid for snipe, and eventually you just surrender so much power that it's almost impossible to compete as far as the slaves are concerned. Right now, FaZe have dominated the story so far throughout half this game.
I believe we see Frosty once again able to grab hold of that S7 sniper, and once again we do see FaZe being the first ones to go down in these 4v4 engagements. You talk about it all the time. When you're in a 4v4 situation, they can't be the first one to go down. Don't allow Sentinels any room to breathe, because they give them an inch, I promise you they'll take a mile.
L-Town, if you can hear me, let's hop on board with Frosty. I want to see what he's doing with this S7 in this stalemate.
As right now, looks like Snakebite might be making a play. He's gonna drop right over to where the caves, but it looks like a 3-man push out of Sentinels. Not only able to deal with Snakebite, but deals with Renegade as well. We do see a snipe on screen, and it's Frosty not only able to get that snipe, but more importantly, stays alive and holds on to the 7-kill lead. And whew, that was a shoulder shot, looked like a head to me.
Starting to feel himself, Frosty, not missing many opportunities when given them here in this second game. Overshield's coming up in 10 seconds, 2 bullets to work with, and if Frosty can hit a shot, you can almost guarantee FaZe are going to get this overshield. The double for Frosty is perfect. As this overshield spawns up, he will guarantee FaZe Clan another OS this game.
As right now, I don't know if Sentinels grabbed a single overshield so far this game.
I can already tell you that.
It has been dominated by FaZe, and it has led to a double-digit lead as Renegade is going to continue to punish Sentinels. Frosty follows up right away, chasing down Sparty the dog. This is bad. Sentinels, they're about to go down 0-2 if they don't stop this man.
Frosty is 14-6, continuing his reign of terror against this Sentinels roster. You heard the smack talk from this team. After they were able to take down FaZe last tournament, FaZe remember that all too well, and this 1-0 lead is quickly turning into a 2-0 lead if Sentinels do not figure out a way to stop this pressure from FaZe.
FaZe are now 8 kills away from ultimately taking this game number 2, and mind you, normally consistent Slayer in World 2 only has 4 kills to his name right now. The rest of FaZe are simply stepping up. Frosty with 15 to his name at the moment, more than half the kills of Sentinels. Renegade right behind them, and Snakebite with that heat wave, all the power-ups, all the power weapons in the hands of FaZe. You cannot win like this.
Yeah, Renegade got the snipe from top middle for 3. No one on Sentinels in a position to really compete for it, and right now Renegade finds a kill in the kill feed. The heat wave gets Snakebite a kill over towards scoreboard, and a 44-31 lead. Sentinels are out of this game too.
Here we come, hit Snakebite, bring in the heat, but Falcaden gonna slow him down just a bit. Meanwhile, Renegade cuts himself into a tough spot over towards the cuts, and a well-placed grenade by Boo Boo Dubu takes down his former teammate. Will it be enough though? Because FaZe are still 1 squad wipe away from ultimately taking this game, and Sentinels, I couldn't even see a world where they come back.
No shot, Tony. This one, it's a wrap. It's just a matter of how it ends, in my opinion. Frosty with the heat wave, probably a good opportunity to try and get closer to that 50-point scoreline. 18-8. Frosty looking to push this kills to 20, but Renegade gonna make sure that Frosty, you're not by yourself on this one. He's got 14 of his own as the clock hits 50. Right now the scoreline, FaZe 2, Sentinels nothing as we enter game 3.
The year was 1453 where Levi Dixon created the greatest item in the history of the US. It was called the broom. And as of right now, FaZe might just use that great invention to sweep Sentinels here to knock them out of the tournament phase. They want back into the grand finals. Sentinels, you're in the way.
Aquarius game we're about to get into here. FaZe are 8-0 on Aqua CTF. They've already capped 1, center 4 and 3 in this game map and mode. I mean, FaZe, defensive kings on this map. They actually allow a 6.0 steal, but only allow 1.8 caps on this map as well. So they're very happy for you to take the flag, but they will not let you get that flag in. Let's get into game.
Don't get tired of me, old man. We got another matchup here, and as of right now, FaZe are up 2-0 so far in the series, and in the same position of Quadrant, ready to pull off the 3-0, but something tells me that Sentinels have come in with their A game. They're not going to go down easily.
Yeah, the big problem here is Sentinels are going to have to start yet another game in this series playing from behind, playing from a disadvantage, trying to figure out a way to tie this one up. Spartan gets into the base of FaZe Clan, but can't figure out a way to finish either kill, and because of that, they're not going to be able to get a flag on the move. FaZe Clan's defense stands strong. 3
members of FaZe making sure they push through this fridge side, and now they have that entire mid-map available to them because Falcade and Lito on the car side, but they're going to wrap quickly. Lito over towards Util. He has the help he's looking for. FaZe wanted to push up. They still have to deal with Sentinels' relentless pressure.
Real 2 spots out Lethal. Unfortunately, Lethal is going to have thrust. He's going to try and get the flag out, but he can't get it. That's a big kill by Royal 2 to deny the flag from being on the move, and even though Spartan gets that kill, that flag staying in the window is everything for FaZe Clan to not have to worry about. Frosty doesn't have to worry about this return that's going to allow him to advance on the map and continue to pressure Sentinels, and we've seen them struggle with the amount of pressure that FaZe have put on this series.
But it's still just a 1-cap game. Sentinels are 100% in it, and there's plenty of time on the board, but you got to get Frosty out of this base. Takes a bit of team grenade damage, but that's still not going to stop him. Renegade does enough damage to allow Snakebite to take down Boo Boo Doo, and Frosty's continue to chase down multiple members of Sentinels. That's 3 down. FaZe, they're going to get a flagpole.
That was all 4 down. Multiple members of Sentinels already coming off respawn, though. Backstream stairs was the spawn they got, so still a couple of kills you think FaZe want to get before running this flag. Frosty is going to grab that flag, throw it out, and try to play his life from the base. The longer he stays alive, the better for FaZe. Unfortunately, he is taken down. Sentinels with the defensive stance, able to take down Frosty. That flag neutralized for now, but Renegade finds a double. Royal 2 finds the third, and Booba Doo looking around like, where's my teammates? The flag is about to be on the move.
That flag being used as a decoy to try to draw the attention of Sentinels, and Royal 2.
What shots?
Not able to get the pull, so that flag will be reset on its own, and Sparty has an opportunity to push up once again. Half his teammates do end up going down, so he wants to take his time. But it looks like he's able to deal with the snake bite, and now Sparty, you trying to stay alive. Oh, never mind, there comes Frosty.
Booba Doo shut down that flag run from FaZe. It was a 1-on-3. He's able to win the 1-on-1 on the one player in position to move that flag. The rest of the Sentinels able to come off respawn and defend this base, keeping this at a 1-score game. That was a massive win from Boo Boo.
2-1-2 situation. This next leg can be so important. Frosty understands that he's going to put damage down onto multiple members. We will see a quantum translocator, but Frosty catches that stray grenade from Boo Boo Doo. Not sure how he was able to stay alive, but he's found the teammate. He's also found the dynamo grenade. Sentinels continuing to control the mid-map, which is really good for them, but can they capitalize on it? Can they get a pull? Finally, Frosty goes down after the killing spree, and Spartan's going to be the first one to grab a hold of that QT.
Spartan activates the QT, but right in Snakebite's face. That's free damage that he takes from Snakebite. Because of that, he gets taken down immediately. And with that, looking at the kill differential right now, FaZe Clan heavily outslaying Sentinels. It is just a 1-score game, but you have to figure out a way to keep up with the slaves of FaZe right now for Sentinels if you want to stay in this game and push this series to the very least of a game 4.
Yeah, it was just about, what, a little over 3 minutes ago I said there's plenty of time on the board, but you know what? Almost 4 minutes down right now, and Sentinels haven't even gotten a single pull. FaZe's defense has been great, despite Sentinels' offense toward the mid-map. Now they end up going 3 down. Make it 4. FaZe have successfully cleared out their base once again. Sentinels have to slay out once again.
You got to get props to Sentinels on how this is just a 1-score game, but that being said, props don't show up in the scoreboard, and if you don't figure out a way to have some objective success yourself, you're going to be going home here shortly. 4 minutes and 40 seconds on the clock now. Heat wave in the hands of Snakebite, and every kill they get is another 7 seconds that you put Sentinels on respawn right now. Snakebite finding a kill, Renegade finding a kill, Royal 2 in the back of their base. Sentinels are in a lot of trouble here.
And it's the same thing we saw in game number 2 and honestly game number 1. When it gets to that third quarter in the game, when the game goes deep and goes long, FaZe continue to get better and better in the slaves department, and Sentinels continuously lose their lives, and they have to start valuing it if they're going to get a pull, let alone a flag cap, in the next 4 minutes and 11 seconds.
Continuously winning the battle of trades. FaZe find a double as Lethal able to trade out with Frosty right now. Renegade pressuring Sentinels continuously. 3 go down. Royal 2 getting control of his util closet here. Spots the player in the high hall, able to back down, play his life, has a teammate with him. Snakebite and Royal 2, the duo, clearing out that side of the map. And as Royal 2 figures that Snakebite has that under control, he rotates to help respawners pink side. A beautiful rotation to have impact everywhere on the map right now from Royal 2.
Royal 2, 16 kills and 11 assists. They have not had the best game number 2, but as of right now, he's having one hell of a game number 3, and now you see him get away with that quantum translocator. We do see another flag being pulled. 3.5 minutes on the clock. Sentinels, where are you?
A little lost for Royal 2 right now. Thinking that somebody may have overextended doesn't quite help his team on the enemy side of the map right there. The flag is out bottom middle. Royal 2 does have the awareness that, hey, maybe nobody is actually at my base, so he's going to double back, use that QT to go back up top middle. Once again goes back, and Royal 2 gets the advantage on the Spartan, but a great job by Sentinels to once again in disfavorable positions keep this at a 1-score game.
Royal 2's so confident in this shot. He will chase you down. He just simply hits those, wins those fights, but Lethal does sneak away with a flagpole. Royal 2 answers back with a double kill of his own, and Renegade, he's dealing with just one more player that's being pesky. Boo Boo Doo goes down. That flag is stopped once again.
That flag is still out. Respawners trying to compete for it on the side of Sentinels. Renegade with a lot of responsibility to stay alive down on the side of the map. that flag does get returned, and Renegade does a phenomenal job to clear out that utility closet player, find that kill, and that kill allows his team to get the return, keeping them in the lead now with 2 minutes and 25 seconds remaining.
Dubu is manning the P side, and I do see Royal 2 gonna go in for a challenge. This could be a huge kill, but the bait and switch simply too strong. Royal 2 sets him up. Renegade knocks him down real quick. Sentinels still able to push up over towards U2. I do see some presence for Sentinels here. 2 minutes, still time, but Falcated, he just got left alone.
Sentinels are struggling so bad, getting 3 to 4 members of FaZe Clan down.
No.
4 down for Sentinels. Again, 2 members of FaZe Clan able to take space on the map. The QT in Frosty's hands now as he activates the top pink. He's going to be able to pressure Sentinels that are trying, forced to push now with 1:44 remaining. Frosty has an opportunity to make a play.
I will say for a team in FaZe Clan who are largely known for their offensive pressure, we're seeing some phenomenal flag defense coming from him. What exactly are you seeing from FaZe that are making it so hard for Sentinels to get any kind of pull on their flag?
Yeah, traditionally you want to get 3 to 4 members down on the side of Sentinels if you want to get a flag run realistically across the middle of the map. FaZe Clan are doing such a good job of finding ways to get kills, but in the meantime, 2 members of FaZe have found themselves in Sentinels' space. Boobadooboo has overextended, and he's actually been able to pull the flag. Can Sentinels get the kills they need to keep this flag on the move?
This could be the opening that Sentinels are looking for, but as I say that, another 2 down for each of these teams. Royal 2 is still able to get the return without taking any damage whatsoever. Less than a minute now. I said there was plenty of time. That was 8 minutes ago, Wes.
Time flies, especially in the death cam right now. FaZe Clan outslaying Sentinels heavily, and with those slays, tick-tock goes the clock. Sentinels now, with your backs against the wall, are forced to try and make a play. They do momentarily have 3 down. This has got to be the life you do it.
You said time flies, but something tells me that Sentinels have not been having fun up until this point. But like you said, FaZe did end up going 3 down. This may be the opportunity that you have created, not look for, that you have created now. You have to execute right here, right now. Lethal doing a great job of staying alive. Falcated has entered the base, but they don't have the kills just yet. They need another round of slays. Who will get the first one? Falcated takes down Frosty. Renegade gets a double kill. 2 down once again. This is a piv, and as of right now, Boobadooboo, he trades out.
Just a beautiful trade. And
wow.
The 4th one goes down. Again, FaZe Clan's defense stands strong. Although the pie chart is out, it won't be out for long. No dessert will be had for Sentinels as FaZe Clan win this series 3-0.
Phenomenal job by FaZe Clan to clutch it out, make a statement that they are here and they're ready to make a run through this elimination bracket. Sadly, Sentinels won't be going to grand finals back-to-back events. They're knocked out here.